Hey, what is going on, everyone? In today's video, I want to go over the 4 new deviations that were just detailed in a new dev blog that released today for the October 29th update for Once Human. There are 3 new combat deviations and 1 new territory deviation. But before we hop into all the details, I just want to point out I have not been playing a lot of Once Human lately, so hopefully I don't miss anything going over these details. Please let me know if I do down in the comments. Also, let me know, what do you think about the state of Once Human currently in the comments down below? I'm definitely interested to hear what you have to say, since I have been away from the game playing some other stuff for a little bit now. Now, if you do want to actually ask direct questions to the developers will be hosting an AMA on Reddit from November 5th to November 7th. I'll have details in the description down below if you want to know exact times, and you'll get the chance to ask developers anything from gameplay mechanics to future updates, anything that you can think of. You can ask them directly, share your thoughts, and get direct feedback from the developers. So make sure you don't miss that. I will have more information in the description down below. All right, so let's go ahead and hop into these 4 new deviations here. So the first one here is a combat deviation, the Whale Pup 0055. So they've got some details here about exactly what it is. It measures approximately 1.3 meters long and weighs about 175 kilograms. I personally don't care too much about that sort of stuff. I'm more interested to see what exactly it does. So it has an uncontrollable shape-shifting ability. If it has no contact with seawater for 24 hours, it transforms into a massive and hostile wolf-like entity, hence the 0055A in the name. And it goes into some more details about how large that is. So it essentially goes from about 1.3 meters long to 9.6 meters long. So it definitely grows quite a bit after it's not within contact with seawater for 24 hours. And then it also has a extreme aggression and an insatiable hunger towards all warm-blooded organisms, with clear evidence of surplus killing as it hunts. The primary deviation trait is their shared ability to restructure matter. So this is kind of like 2 deviations in one. You've got the 0055. Basically, you got the orca and you got the wolf, essentially, as these deviations, but it's kind of in one, which is pretty interesting. Now, I'm wondering if the seawater for the 24 hours, is that 24 hours in real lifetime, or is that 24 hours in the game? Not too sure. Hopefully it's in the game, but it could be in real lifetime. Now, it does say it can restructure matter, and it can convert all non-living materials within a 6-meter spherical radius into salt water with a salinity of about 3.47%. Then you can extend the radius of roughly 15 kilometers when used. 15 kilometers? That is quite a bit, from 6 meters to 15 kilometers. I wonder if they mean 15 meters here, because that is huge, in my opinion. Now, it says, while the orca typically uses this ability to play hide and seek, the wolf will employ it to ambush unsuspecting prey. So it can basically swim along or through solid matter. So I'm really interested to see exactly how this works. Here is a little image of it. It looks adorable, the little orca, and you can see it's got the legs there, and it can turn into the kind of the wolf-like creature. Or maybe this is the wolf-like creature. I'm not too sure, because it does have the legs. But here is the summon effect. You can summon Whale Pup to convert the battlefield into an underwater world. Inside this world, both metas and Whale Pup deal increased damage and immobilize enemies hit with water currents. There's a little GIF of it here, or GIF, however you want to pronounce it. It's a little hard to see. I don't know if I can get a better look at this. I really wish they would provide higher quality GIFs or GIFs, or just a video of these deviations. They've been doing this for a while now. This does look pretty cool, though, this kind of underwater world. And I guess it's a 6-meter radius at first, or I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure exactly how this works. They kind of worded it a little awkwardly, but it does look pretty sweet. Let me know, what do you think about the Whale Pup deviation? I have a feeling this one might be a little popular because of the look of it. Now we have another combat deviation here, the Soul Summoner. So this is a combination of a red oval spruce mask and a wolf skull with white fur. And then it goes into the we'll take a look at the mask right here. pretty cool looking. I will say this one might be one of my favorites in the way that it looks. It looks really awesome. The Soul Summoner, and the primary deviation trait is its ability to manifest objects. Whether worn or not, it will passively generate translucent entities that vaguely resemble birds and beasts. These entities are composed of unknown particles in a condensed state and can freely alter their density to pass through most solid objects. So it seems like that's kind of a theme here with these first two deviations. They can pass through objects, which is kind of interesting. Now, it says when this is not worn, the Soul Summoner, so basically when it's back at your base, it will seek out male humans aged between these two ages, which I don't really know what that is. And maybe that's kind of hidden for now, and attempt to make them wear it as a mask. It will attack any individual or object that obstructs the achievement of this goal. So that's kind of interesting. I guess this might be attacking things randomly out in the world. It kind of seems like. Now, when it's properly worn, it can communicate and command them to perform simple tasks or attack perceived threats. So I don't know. So this essentially is going to summon in these birds and beasts, and they will attack something, I guess, if they're not worn. And if they are worn, you can command them to do simple tasks or attack things. So not really sure exactly how this one's going to work either. Let's take a look at the summon effect. It fights by your side in battle and grants you the ability to call forth a phantom firebird that deals massive damage to enemies. So once again, let's take a look at this GIF here in low quality. It does seem kind of cool. The radius here of these attacks does seem a little small maybe, but still could be pretty useful. So we'll have to just see, but this one does seem really interesting. I feel like it's kind of got a complicated description, so I feel like I won't fully understand it until like I use it and get an idea for it. But let me know, what do you think about Soul Summoner? Definitely think Soul Summoner looks really cool, but let me know in the comments down below. And then the third combat deviation here is the Zapamander. I wonder if related to Charmander, probably, maybe not. But it is a anomalous weather phenomenon. So this one is a weather kind of look to it. It causes severe convective weather accompanied by heavy rainfall, thunderstorms, and strong winds. Eventually, it coalesces into a massive storm cloud with autonomous will and movement. So here's a look at this. This one is just a giant storm cloud. Looks very cool. And I'm curious to see what that looks like in the GIF, but let's take a look at the description a little bit more. Its primary deviation trait is energy manipulation. It can direct and control its lightning discharges and accompanying electromagnetic radiation, with electrical currents reaching several 100,000 amperes. It's extremely timid and easily stressed, and will indiscriminately attack any moving targets nearby. Due to its large size and relatively low altitude cloud base, it poses a significant threat to entities on the ground. So let's take a look at the summon effect here. It fights by your side in battle, dealing electric damage to nearby enemies. Let's take a look at the GIF they provided. Seems pretty interesting. Obviously, it looks really cool. I think these first three deviations we've taken a look at have really awesome designs. I'm just kind of curious, their effectiveness, obviously, as a combat deviation. Will they be a meta deviation that you want to use? But so far, I think all three of them look really cool and have really interesting effects. We essentially have an electric one here, and then we have a fire one here, and then we have a water one here. So that's kind of interesting, kind of going with those three different elements. And then the fourth deviation being introduced is the territory deviation, the Director Fox. It stands at 1.4 meters tall. Let's see, it looks like it's kind of a doctor. It's a professional doctor from somewhere that's been blocked out right there. Its primary deviation trait is telepathy. It can establish a mental connection with any sentient entity within its line of sight, allowing for non-linguistic communication. It recognizes over 97% of extant animal species, over 84% of extinct species, and over some sort of percent of redacted. Interesting. So these things might be tied to the update, and maybe they don't want to spoil it for October 29th. I'm not really sure why some of these things are redacted, but that could be it. But it says it accurately diagnoses their ailments and provides the appropriate treatment and care. So this seems like a healing deviation at your territory. Let's see the descriptions here. The ability is taming expert, boost the tameness of all animals in the territory, as well as the maturity growth speed of younglings. The higher the skill rating, the greater the boost. The taming expert effect can stack up to a certain limit, but is disabled when you're offline. The tameness and maturity bonuses of multiple direct foxes can stack up to 100%. It also has a fertile blessing ability, grants a chance for animals in the territory to produce an extra offspring when breeding. The higher the skill rating, the higher the chance. When twins are successfully born, one fine meat is consumed. If there isn't enough fine meat, the effect won't activate. The fertile blessing effect does not stack. And so that's what this one is. I kind of thought this one might have been something that like could heal you when you got back to your base automatically. It would kind of take care of anything that was wrong with you, but maybe that wouldn't be that useful, to be honest. So this one seems to be related to like taming, and I guess it's a doctor essentially for the animals that you're taming, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, there we go. So those are the 4 new deviations that are joining the game on October 29th. So let me know, what do you think about these deviations in the description or in the comments down below. Let me know, do you have any favorites out of these 4? And also, as a reminder, there is a Reddit AMA that is happening from November 5th to November 7th. I'll have more details down in the description down below. But if you would like to ask the developers questions directly, you can do that during that AMA and you'll get direct responses from them. So feel free to check that out in the description down below. But yeah, let me know, what is your favorite deviation here? Also, if you'd like to join our Discord community, we have a lot of awesome people in there playing a lot of awesome games. So definitely join that community down in the description below. But thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and take care, folks.